analyzing what that means on a larger scale. What are the numbers? Can I get the Excel sheet? The people who think very analytical, you need those people on your team. You need the people who are going to then say, like you, Michael, the green hat, which is creativity, who's going to say, well, how does this look like and how can we convey the message? A lot of those times, those are marketing and media people who can really spread a message and get a lot of people. You go into feeling people and feel people who literally only think on the surface level. And I'm not gonna take this conversation over, but having somebody to represent each one of those is the key. Okay, because if you don't do that, then you're looking at a lot of people who aren't able to communicate. When you have someone who kind of stands in the middle of all of those and can see wherever, it's like building your chessboard. You know where all your, if you cannot play chess unless you know where all your pieces do. And I'll leave it there.
Are you saying to do that your own yourself, or to actually find all the a different person to do those things?
That's find the persons. You have to find the person. You think about what you want to implement. So if there's something that's very small, whether that be, so we talk about during COVID, what does that look like for our children? And Monica, I'm going to jump into my 10 action points. I guess now's the time. Monica and Jim told me to get 10 action points together that would make sense. So our children need equity during COVID, okay? They need access to books. They need access to Wi-Fi. Parents need access to free Wi-Fi because a lot of parents weren't told that they had to have Wi-Fi in their homes 24/7 for their children to be getting an education. Why? Because they were supposed to be sending their children to school, the school that they pay. So now we have parents who don't have Wi-Fi at their homes. We have parents who don't have books to teach their children. Now, this is all equity. This is all in theory, but these are things that we have tangible resources right now to talk to someone about. Change. We also know that in places and spaces and things like that, what are your local museums doing to help children during this time? What are your local, that's one call away. A museum owner is one call away. Someone who runs a library is one call away. Is there a way that you can get a outside of the library that already, what can you do? What do you know that your community needs, and what can you do to bridge that gap? Because normally it's not very hard to get the people that you want on the phone. You just have to know the right number to call. If you don't have the right number, I mean, I could be calling the senator of Texas, but if I live in Tennessee, I don't have the right phone number. I need to find the right phone, the people who are going to be affected by me making the call. So I would challenge everybody. I don't know what this looks like in your home and in your community, but what does it look like to make your 10 action steps towards what can we do during COVID? How can you help people on a technology level? How can you assist people? What information can you share with them to help them during Zoom calls, to help them understand that they need mics and that we need backgrounds and that there are things that now we're going to have to implement because of social distancing, that we know that it is inequitable to have our older citizens who've never had to use technology to survive in their job course in their lifetime. They have been able to survive without having to use technology. And now we have put this on our 60 plus members of society to say, if you want to make money and if you still want to have your bread and butter, you need to learn this. All this information is very overwhelming. So there are little things that I've thought about in the course of this that have been overwhelming for me as well, to try to understand how placemaking is going to affect us on a year-to-year basis. We've already seen what it can do in small waves. But I think that having the Placemaking organization and Project for Public Spaces has done a great job of capturing what it looks like to do it year to year. You see the conference grow every year, and you see the reach expand every year to a larger audience about what this conversation looks like. So I don't know if that answered your question, and I don't know if I rambled too long. I'm sorry, but there's my points, Monica.
I can see you've been busy.
Hello.